morning, sports fans. Well, it's a Tuesday morning. We're partly sunny today. The news of the day is it's gonna be hot. I think the high today is somewhere around 97. And that's not as hot as it's gonna get the next 2 days. So today is the day to go, and we are out. Ben is taking his hang-ups and we're heading east. Yeah, we're heading east today. Gonna show you a little bit of something here and there. That's the idea. Right now, we gotta get going. I'll see you down the road. Well, folks, this is Bristol, Indiana. Population of about 1,800 people. Located in northern Indiana. It's just slightly southeast of South Bend and south of Elkhart, Indiana, and part of Elkhart County. The best way to find out about a town? Well, sports fans, I've made it to my first stop. We are in Bristol, Indiana. Not Bristol, Tennessee. Not Bristol, North Carolina. We are in Bristol, Indiana. Not quite as famous, maybe, but what the heck. What you see behind me there, this old schoolhouse, right here, is now the Elkhart County Museum. And we're going to go in, we're going to take a look. Well, this is it. At least that's the sign. So if that's the sign, I guess that would be the entrance. Probably a good idea we go in and take a look. We are on a main drag here. Bristol. Goes right through the center of town. A lot of traffic. A lot of traffic down there. So they've done a nice job with this on the outside, so we're gonna mosey on. You know what that means. We're gonna mosey on in, take a look at the inside of this place. Very nice. And behind this building is a park. And one of the things in that park is pickleball. A lot of pickleball going on back there. Before we go in, we'll mosey over here. We'll take a look at that pickleball park. The game's for middle-aged and older people. Like me. Except I'm too old to even do that. 3 courts down there. You can see them. And a playground. Might be, take that back, 6 courts. 6 courts back there. Pickleball players are pickling away. Well, folks, I'm going to see you inside this place, if they're open. Supposed to be open, but you know, some of these towns don't mean it, that they're open just because it says supposed to be open. So we'll see you inside. Now, folks, I was met at the door by a fine young woman who described the museum to me and what I could find and where I could find it, and kind of the chronicle order of things, and you follow it that way. Very nice lady. Well, in about 1830, settlers from England started to arrive here in the Bristol area, and the town was plotted out in 1835. First church was established in 1843, and that's the St. John of the Cross Episcopal Church. Now this is how they're depicting here the history of the town. Like most towns in the early days, this territory belonged to the Indians. So the museum dedicates a part of the museum to them and those early Americans. Also has great quilting display here too. And of course the railroad came through Elkhart County. Bristol is the oldest town in Elkhart County, by the way. And if you know anything about Elkhart County, and we've been through that once before with a video, it was once considered a musical capital of the world for musical instruments. They manufactured musical instruments in this area. There's some of that quilting. Beautiful jobs that these ladies have done over the years. Elkhart County is still a major manufacturer of musical instruments to this day. This museum is operated by the Elkhart Parks. I believe it's the Parks Department operates this. When you get to the second floor, you get to the bigger collections of artifacts from the history of the town. And you can see them here. There was a telegraph operator station back there. Picture of Abraham Lincoln. Now, I wouldn't mind this dining room outfit right here, including the silverware and the chinaware. This is just a small glimpse of the museum, and if you're in the area, or if you live in Elkhart County and you haven't been here, shame on you. You should come see this. This building was originally the schoolhouse here in Bristol. The schoolhouse was the Bristol, Washington Township School, and it was finished in 1904, known as the Bristol High School. Of course, like most, they have consolidated. Elkhart County School Corporation has consolidated all these smaller schools into it. Kind of a shame in a way. This was an interesting room. It was a room of the townships in Elkhart County. All the townships are represented here, and some of what they were famous for and so forth. Artifacts from those townships. Some of this stuff is beautiful. How's that for a fireplace? Not bad, not bad. The noise you hear, that's the air conditioning. Remember, these schools were not air conditioned, so they've had to put in portable air conditioners. Frankly, I think they've done a marvelous job with this small museum, county museum. And if you live in this county and haven't seen it, shame on you. If you're by or come around this county, stop in. You can spend about an hour, easy an hour in here. This is military room, and they've got artifacts from all over. The property crime rate in Bristol is 40% lower than the Indiana average, 2% higher for violent crime. So, all in all, considering the small population, that's pretty darn good. Well, just finished up in the museum, and the school building that it's housed in was built in 1923, so it's an old one. Found it to be very interesting. They were very helpful. Showed me the directions. Gave a history of Elkhart, of course, in a chronicle order. So you can see prehistoric right up onto the present. Well, I'm uptown Bristol, or I should say a half block from it. Back behind me there is a new fire department. Looks fairly new, up to date. This is it, Bristol, Indiana. That's right. Starting to see a little bit of it. Over here, it looks like an apartment building. So we're just gonna walk. It's only a couple blocks long to the downtown area, the old downtown. This is not the brand new shopping area. This is the downtown. As far as I know, there's no courthouse here, but we are right on 15. Highway 15 runs right through town, and you can see how busy it is. All the big trucks and so forth. So, just walk. Ooh, get some squeaky brakes. Town's decorated with some flowers. Looks pretty nice. Seems to be pretty clean down here. Another apartment building. Beacon Health across the street. Goshen's Physicians. This is all medical down in this end. Okay, we're gonna just mosey on through town here. Now this guy. Well, this is City Hall. Not too old of a building. Tool shed over there. And there's a couple interesting things in. Well, folks, this is the Bristol Opera House. Built in 1897. Look at that baby. And they still hold events and concerts and so forth there today. Now, the Red Bird Tavern is also interesting. It's been owned by the Collins family for more than 80 years. Reminds us of the neighborhood bars in Milwaukee, where there's one on every corner. Well, not so in Bristol, but they do have the Red Bird Tavern. That's interesting. Whatever it is, building, home or whatever down there, that's very interesting. This plaque explains what happens to fugitive slave bounty hunters when they came to town. They weren't treated very well. Well, we're heading out now, and we're going through Goshen, Indiana. This is a town I'm going to have to come back to. It's a very interesting looking town. Has a lot going on, and I will be back. But for now, we got a new destination, and we got to get there. And by golly, we made it. Well, I'm entering, I believe it's pronounced DeFay's Garden. Ever been here? It's located in New Paris, Indiana. And not sure what we got here. Well, guess I'll just take you along with me. There are a few people here. So, take a look around, pan around here. Take some donations here. Weddings by invitation only, right there. So we'll make a little donation and take you through here. Here we go. Are we gonna mosey? Let's mosey. In 1948, the DeVrieses bought a home along County Road 46, about a mile east of New Paris. DeVries became prominent in the New Paris area and was known for making house calls and being one of the best doctors in the area. John and Beth lived in the home for more than 50 years. Then after John died, Beth wanted to do something to give back to the community. She decided to donate her home and the 16-acre property to the Elkhart County Parks Department to create a unique concept. Beth DeVries brought in landscaper Jan Cottrell to create a calendar garden. That work began in 2003 by clearing the plot of the future garden. Beth worked on the garden until she died in 2011. The phrase gardens is a reminder of our human connection to the environment. This 13-acre site was once a private homestead and hosts an 1880s Victorian-style home surrounded by perennial gardens and woodland plantings. The DeVries property features several gardens throughout the year and features the Four Seasons calendar garden. This 1-acre showpiece is a giant circular garden and flowering calendar. It's a 365-foot circular path marked each day as it leads visitors through seasons of bloom, and it's beautiful. Well, folks, here's part of that path. You'll see a circular path marked by the days of the year. The upkeep on this park is fantastic. It has to take hours and hours and hours of upkeep, dedicated upkeep. And when I was out here, there were several young ladies out here that were watering and out in the gardens working. And I imagine it takes a lot of work to keep these looking this good. Although it's a small garden, it's not huge, it is worth the effort. Come out, donate some money. Don't have to donate a lot. Donate a little money. As you can see, a river runs through the park. So does this guy. Well, if you're in the area anywhere, or if you're in Elkhart County and you've never been here, shame on you. You need to come out here. Take a look at this. And if you're driving through the area, maybe you're going to one of the Amish towns or Shipshewana or somewhere, you might make a detour. Have yourself a little picnic out here. Why not? Well, sports fans, driving down some county roads now, back way. We've seen about 3 towns here. Looked at a couple of them, one of them anyway. We may be back in this area for too long to look at a few other things. Now, I did want to go to the New Prairie Motor Speedway. That's where we heard all that noise. Those loud engines running, they're practicing at the track. And I did want to stop by there, but I head in the wrong direction, and then by the time I remembered that I wanted to go there, I was quite a ways away. So now we're heading back, and we're doing it by the back roads. Not necessarily by choice. Well, if you're kind of in the back country, you're going to take the back roads back, and that's what I'm doing. Not going to hit a highway for too long, though. I think I got about 6 miles to go, and I'll start getting back on the highways again. But we're going to be home early today. It's a quick trip when you don't have to drive too far. You know, it's less than an hour. So, folks, till next week, Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Let me know you subscribed. I'll add your name to the list of subscribers. I sure do that. Also, hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out a little bit. After all is said and done, it gets back to one old thing. I'll see you down here.